Welcome to my craft room. Here you are. Thanks for being here. As you can see here, it's all filled up. And now either I have to find more room or I have to get rid of things because what? There's not an empty drawer in the house. So let's start over here. Unfortunately, the drawer size that I had ordered is not quite tall enough. These drawers over here on the bottom row, not quite tall enough for my stamp sets yet. This is not all of them, by the way. There's many more. That's why I have this cart over here on the right. I can shorten the sets and then make them accommodate, or make the stamp sets shorter so that my drawers will be able to accommodate them. But can't do that. We'll just move forward and see what we could do about replacing the drawer. But for right now, let's go forward. Okay, so this is where I'm going to keep my stamps for now. I've got these two carts. One is from Ikea, the other is from Target. They're almost identical. But I have my stamps here. You can see I used my dividers that I made with you as you watched the last time the live stream app actually worked. But doesn't right now, but we won't have issues and go dribbling about it. But see, these are all the stamps that I have labeled so far. So we have your usual brands that you see there. There's some Simon Says stamp. I've used the top shelf to show the ones that I use the most, which is Essentials by Ellen, Gina K, Greeting Farm, Alta New, Avriel, Concord and Ninth, Clearly Besotted, and also Catherine Puller. This is only temporary. Now this is my custom cabinet wall unit that I got and purchased from Closets by Design in St. Louis, Missouri. Inside this wall unit, I have put several Stampin' Storage units. You can see here I have my Stampin' Up! Inks right here. And I also have a Spectrum Noir collection. It's small, but I did have them here displayed. And then you can see here, the top part is Stampin' Up!, but the bottom ones here are Catherine Puller inks. And then you see here I have my punches. This again is a Stampin' Storage unit, and I'm very pleased with it. It holds, I believe this is all of my punches that I really value, and I really like the unit. It's very sufficient. These back here, these punches back here are too deep. As you know, the whale style punches that you see here, they need a different type of organizer, and I did not have the room for a whole nother organizer for them, so I just figured I'd make a way. You can also see some Martha Stewart's from here, and also this one right here, which is a three-way punch. I really couldn't get into one of these little pockets. So now if we go down here, we'll see some more. Got some more ink units from Stampin' Storage, and these are Alta New. I decided to color code them my way, and I just kind of cut in half a little flower, and I think it looks really cute. In this little jar here, this is where I keep my Stampin' Up! Markers and also my Tim Holtz markers, the distress markers in here. And this here, this plastic bag, is for swatching. I have a bunch of scrap white cardstock that I can use and punch little holes and out of the colors and just adhere them onto my ink pads. Now if we go over here to the right, we'll see the ink pads that are not necessarily by brand, but these are more of the more used ink pads. I have my Gina K right here, and I have my VersaFine right here, and then Memento, of course, which, by the way, Memento and VersaFine are my two most favorite inks. I love all inks, but those are my two go-tos. And in here, let's see what I have here. Ah, yes, my favorite things. I've got some of my favorite things. I know I have several Gina K's. Just for fun and giggles, you know how that is. I even got a color box. It's like a baby pink. Let's see what's over here. Oh yes, and I have the Archival Brilliance. And I have another one, I believe, is over here. Oh yes, I have Platinum. I've got lots of inks. Probably too much ink. But you know, it's ink. I love ink. Ink makes all the possibilities. And then we have Coffee Bean. I'm not really in a hurry to destash inks. That's just not the way I work. Here's an archival again of Graphite Black. But I'm also not going to be buying a whole lot of inks either. Oh, here's a nice vanilla. Most of these get used very little. Oh, we've got our StazOn, of course, for waterproof stamping and waterproof usage. And of course I have the Simon Says stamp. I've got a ton, guys. Probably too much. But I decided, since my ink on 3 is also a fade out ink, that's a really cool one. I'm going to try not to order any more inks because there's no need. I have ink pads that are brand new and I haven't even used. So what do you say that we try to use some of them, huh? And now here we have my oxides. My Tim Holtz oxide inks right here in this nice little organizer all together. I have a couple of the distressed re-inkers down here, and I also have some full-size distress inks. So I have a whole nother organizer for those right over here. Not too bad, huh? Okay, now down here are the window units. No, not the window units. These are the box units that I got from Stamp & Storage. And I've got various things in these shelves. These are not all organized quite yet. Some of them are mostly empty. Haven't gotten quite that far yet. I believe there's something in here. Oh yes, these are my other punches. The ones that I use from time to time. So you can see I've got quite a few patterns in here. Just for those special times where I want to play with my punches. Let's see. See, most of these drawers are going to be empty. At least in this one drawer unit. Oh, I have some ephemera in here. I just couldn't wait any longer to show you what I had gotten done. So now in this unit, this is where I'm going to keep my cubes, my teeny itty bitty ink pads. So I know I did a video on how you can put these, this holder, this organizer together. You can find that on my channel. But here is my beautiful Gina K inks that I have in the mini cubes. And then I have my Stampin' Up, some of the ink pads that you'd get, the little cubes in the kits from Simon Says Stamp and from Hero Arts. And even the Stampin' Up little cubes that you get in the paper pumpkin. Oh, I got it, I remembered. Let's see what's in the next one. Oh, and then we have our distress inks right here. These little squares give me fits, but I use them when I need to. But I think I would rather recommend you getting the full-size pads because these ones do not stay closed. I'm not afraid of getting inky, folks, but they fall on my floor, and who wants to ruin my floor, right? So yeah, there you go. Distress inks. Then we have some embellishments, some sequins here, and then we have some washi tape. Just trying to find stuff to stuff in the drawers. Let's see if I got anything. Oh yes, I do. I've got some more distress inks, and I also have some of these new inks, or new to me. This is Brutus Monroe. So I've got quite a few of the mini ink pads. I'm terribly bad about inks. I'm also bad with glue. Oh look, there's more. Memento, and then Catherine Pooler. Oops. And also Brutus Monroe. I'm set with ink. And oh look, there's more. Mementos. Mementos are awesome with Copic markers, so I would have to say that Memento ink is my favorite ink that I have. And I have refills for the ones that I absolutely love. One last drawer here, and it's empty. That's okay, that means I do more shopping, right? That's what my thinking is anyway. Okay, so I have to back up a little bit to be able to show you above. This is the top of the unit. Now again, this is not an IKEA unit. This is a custom unit, but I figured it was going to work just about as well. Then you see some of these books that I have. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. I'm actually using a real camera today, so let's see if it'll... Oh, there we go. So these are just some of my books that I have here. I want to learn how to sew, but I don't know how to sew. But drawing and polymer clay and watercolor and acrylics and of course Hello Kitty. Magic of watercolor, just some really great, very helpful books. And there's one of my gourds that I'm going to paint, probably during the winter time. And there's my giraffe toy. Hee hee. Now some of you who know me know that I love making jewelry. So I have my jewelry making tools. We're up in center, at least some of them. These are called Wubbers. And I have the full set. I have full set syndrome, folks. You know how that is, don't you? So I have them on display because they make me happy. And then I just have some cards that my husband had given me in the past. And a crafter right here. She'll know who she is. And also, my next biggest joy is my paintbrushes. And this isn't even all of them. But painting is my passion. And I love to see them. They make me happy. This is a card that my son had bought. No, they're not handmade cards. They were purchased in the stores. But I find a lot of my inspiration for the cards I make come from these such cards. And then you can see my clock. And I got this really cool apothecary thing. Oh, I love it. It's so cool. I grind up stuff in it too. It's awesome. And then you have this little thing. This little, I don't know what you say. Ridiculous little, I don't know. It's like a Christmas ornament from Stamp and Storage, from the store that we went to. Wah! Look, all the paper's real. And it just slides out. Just like this. Go back in, please. It's just a cute little thing for Stamp and Storage because it was adorable and I had to buy it. Oh yes, I also have, if I take this card away here, you can see that I actually have some of their card holders, their easels, and they're actually quite good. I like them a lot. Okay, and here's where I put my Stampin' Up! Sets up here. And we've got some wood sets over here. And there's a lot of them. But I really do love them. I value them very much. They're very high quality. And I also have numerous punches that go with them. Some of them are brand new sets from recent releases, and some of them are older. There's a couple that are new from at least the last release last year. And as you can see, there's quite a few of them. Then I also have my paper pumpkin. Oh, I'm sorry, here's some wood stamps that I have that I treasure and I won't let go of. And then I have some, like I said, paper pumpkin. And I'm also keeping some of my die sets up there. Because there's room up there and I need room and I need to use every little bit of room I have. So then as we go down here, we have my cardstock storage. In this particular storage unit, you see some dots over here along the side. And this is my way of letting myself know what colors are in what shelf. So if I can get up close, you see that that's a red metallic. Yeah, there you go. You can see it if I twist the little camera. Red metallic and red glitter. And then you have blue metallic and silver metallic and green metallic. And then I've got glitter green cardstock and gold and copper. And I believe that this one right here is just twinkly white paper. And then this is clear for vellum. And again, this is more like a pattern cardstock, or a textured cardstock rather. And then we keep going up and we see blue and glitter and all sorts. And that's my way of labeling to let myself know there's colors in each particular shelf and where to grab them if I need them. Okay, so you can see another paper storage unit right here, and this is for my colored cardstock. So I guess I'd say that this one over here on the right is for my specialty cardstock, like vellum and such like that, metallic and glitter cardstock and all that prettiness that goes right over there. And this is more of my regular colored cardstock from MFT, from Simon Says Stamp, from Gina K Designs. I have an awful lot, and Stampin' Up, of course. I've got an awful lot of colored cardstock, and I enjoy having them because they're pretty. Isn't that pretty up there? Okay, so let's move over to this larger unit, and this larger unit is for my 12 by 12 pattern paper. And I can show you some of it right here. Oh, this is like some I think this is Cartabella. Yeah, Cartabella. And these are for neat projects that I'm still going to be able to do right here. And I even thought about making some small books. Oh, I love this paper. This one I tried to even draw myself. This is from Stampin' Up. That just made me so happy. Sorry, please excuse my puppy out there who's having a bit of a fit. I don't know why, probably because she hears my voice. And then here's just little girl stuff for my granddaughter. Her birthday's coming up. I got to make her card. And yeah, so I've got lots of stuff, lots of specialty paper over here. And so yeah, there's more to come though. I haven't been able to get it all in here yet. I had a bit of a health setback from doing all this work, so I had to take a few days off. So over here we have my beloved Hello Kitty. You know how much I love her if you know me at all. And I actually think I might need another one of these 6x6 pattern paper holders here. This organizer is again by Stampin' Storage. And I have run over here, so I think I might need to buy another one of these, but for right now it will have to do. Or for goodness sake, maybe I just need to use it. Amazing! What a thought. Okay. This is a box that I also purchased from Stampin' Storage. These are the magnet cards that I'm using. This is actually 6x7. And then I also have another pack that I'm going to use of 5x7s. And I do have some that I was able to get taken care of. And I'll just flip back here. These ones I still have in the package and I haven't opened. But as you can see here, we have a... I'm going to take this out before it blocks your view. So I've labeled them all again with the Brother label maker. And I've got all kinds of brands, and they're not in any alphabetical order. They're just kind of as I go. So we've got Poppy stamps, and we've got My Favorite Things, and Stamps of Life, My Favorite Things, Hero Arts, Alta New, just quite a few. Tonic, more Stamps of Life, Neat and Tangled, Alta New. I have not put any of the stamp sets that have dies with them in this particular box. Instead, I've gotten individual containers to put stamp sets that come with their coordinating dies here. But I also do have a Brother Scan and Cut. It's just not set up yet, but I will be using that shortly. In this cart, I keep all of my jewelry making tools. Well, maybe not all. My Webbers are over here. But I do keep things like my hammers for jewelry making in here, and also some notions for jewelry making, beads and such like that. And then we have some earring hooks, some specialty pliers that I have for wire wrapping and such. And then I also have this rawhide mallet that's meant to harden wire and such without leaving marks on it. And then this is for smoothing out wires that might have kinks in them. So jewelry making is one of my passions, along with watercolor painting. Card making to me is just a fun thing to do. I don't see it as really something a passion really. It's just something that I need to do to prepare my family for events and such. I do enjoy it though. And there you have a sanding block here, and you have some files and such, and then you have a cute little bow. I don't know why it's in there, but it is. Let's see what's in this one. This actual unit my mother-in-law gave me for my birthday last year. So then these are jump rings that I've made, and then here you have just a huge amount of jewelry making tools and wire. And this was made by my large gizmo, which, by the way, if I didn't point out, is this right here. This is a gizmo. It makes amazing little jump rings and wire bracelets. So that's really fun. And then here I've got some patina in this drawer. That's what that is. It's a rub and buff. And this leaves finish on your pieces, your items. You can use this on paper too by rub and buff. And that's my block for using my hammers on. And then here's my drawer of wire. And this is how I make all my jewelry out of. I'm set for a while. And is that all I have in here? Oh, look at me. I still have room to go shopping, guys. Don't tell anyone, okay? Shh, just between you and me. Okay, now let's go to the drawers. Here's the counter that I just showed you, which is directly below this unit that I showed you before, with all the loveliness. And of course my Hello Kitty stickers. They covered up the screw holes. They were making me unhappy, so they're only window clings, but they just stick beautifully to the laminate. So let's go down to drawer number 1. What's in drawer number 1? Ah, we've got a Sizzix drawer with the big dies and some of the big heavy-duty dies from Tim Holtz that I still have and still use. This is foam, where you use this brush here to get these little pieces out of your die cuts. And I've got some refills for that tool. And I've got my metal shim, I've got my embossing shim, I've got my spellbinders, mat, embossing mat. Let's see, what else do I have? And I have also some texture plates here from Sizzix right down here. And I have an additional platform for my Big Shot. That's drawer number 1. Drawer number 2, I've got some more dies. I've got a lot of dies. Oh, and here's my most recent Spellbinders small and large die of the month for August. So that's really cool. Looking forward to playing with that. I've been doing so much organizing, guys. I've done no playing. So I had to get this video done so I could start playing. Drawer number 3. Aha! The Nina drawer. Right here in this pile is Nina 110. And here's some pre-cut cards of 110 from Nina. And then right next to it we've got Nina 80 pound. I only use these 2 cardstocks really for my cards that I make. I don't really divvy too much, except I of course still have up in the paper holder I have some of the MFT and Stampin' Up, and I've got plenty of white for the using just stamped images. This is mainly for my Copic markers when I make cards, and I usually use that method when I do. I'm hoping to get some white foam to put in my cards, but for right now, this is the only colors that they had at the dollar store, so I do use that to give my cards some dimension. And then some laser paper right down here. I'm hoping to get a laser printer soon so that I can use my foiling and such. Of course, I don't have a laminator yet, but maybe someday. Let's go to drawer number 4. Okay, drawer number 4. Looks like that's where I have my Stampin' Up! Re-inkers, and I've got a whole bunch more stamps that need to be cataloged. And then I have the bits and pieces of the little paper that I want to use and don't want to throw away. So that's drawer number 4. Also in this drawer is this box of images that are either completely colored and able to be used on a card, or still need to be finished being colored, and that was what was in the Target box. Didn't want to leave you in suspense. Okay, Now I'm on the right side over here. And the top drawer over here on the right side would be my two Misti tools. I have the 12-inch, the 12 by 12 or the scrapbooking Misti. And I also have the standard Misti tool with my creative corners from Misti. And then I have my Martha Stewart trimmer and also my mini, what do you call that thing? You know what it's called. And then I got the big one. I can't think of what it's called. Anyway, it makes these things. Why can't I get that? I'm going to have to read the thing to figure out what it is. Well, you know what it is. You know, you use your scoring tool and you score it. And you make pretty lines. I can't believe I can't remember what that's called. Anyway, that's the top drawer. Okay, the second drawer on the right side is adhesives. Now, you remember when we were over here by inks, I had mentioned that I may have an ink problem. Well, guys, I think I might have an adhesive problem because I do like my adhesive. It's great. You can make or break a project. So I've pretty much got adhesive from pretty much every kind. And I did just recently get this that everyone's raving about. I'm going to do a review on that and compare it to just the run-of-the-mill Scotch adhesive and see how good it does. I don't know. I have a lot of stencils, so I figured I'd give it a shot. That's drawer number 2. Drawer number 3 on the right side is my alcohol inks. The ones that you see right here are from Altenew for their markers. I don't have actually any of the Altenew markers, but the re-inkers were on sale, and I figured they're alcohol and they'll do the job. I also have Ranger alcohol inks in several colors, and I also really like the Pinata alcohol inks. Oh, and I also have Luminaire alcohol inks. I have a lot of alcohol inks. I've got a lot of everything, guys. I don't have a lot of foil though, look. But I keep them with my alcohol inks because I've heard that they will stick to alcohol ink. So, haven't played with them either, guys. It's been a long road. I'm only now starting to get excited about being able to work with my alcohol inks and get back on the crafting trail. So the whole reason I had to get this craft room done is to show you and to be able to get started creating again. So that's drawer number 3 on the right side. Only 2 more to go. Okay, and drawer number 4. This is more of a hodgepodge drawer. I'm kind of playing with the idea of getting into some decoupage. I met a few people online on YouTube that do it, and they make some beautiful things, and I don't know, sometimes you just need to change. So I figured I'd start doing that. So I've been keeping some old pages, some old books. Here I've got some incredibly old hymnals that we just love these songs, and they're in beautiful condition. They're naturally yellowed because of age, and that's something you do with decoupage. So I've got tons of old books. So my husband would say, why don't you get rid of these things? No, I think I'll use them. And I was right. I think I will. So the one last drawer here is for embellishments and stickles and Nouveau drops and glitters and sequins. And pretty much any other thing that you could think of that you could give your card some bling. Embossing powder is also in here, specialty embossing powders. And yeah, oh, and I have a tool there. I've got my brayer there. And yeah, my ribbon and such is all in here. You can see under here. I've got some jewels from the Dollar Tree. And there's some more sequins. And I got no desire to work for a certain company. So guys, I don't need to only show a certain brand of sequins or bling, so I just keep them. There's no need to change them. They're perfectly great. Oh, and here's my brads back there. I still have brads. Yes, that's right. Because I want to be equipped. And that's the end of the drawers on my wall unit. My gosh, I'm gonna need another cup of coffee after doing this, except it's so late at night. I don't think I'll be able to drink coffee. So here we are, we're looking at the island. Let's look at the island. The island is and was my most desired part of my craft room. In fact, I told my husband, if I get nothing else, please get me a beautiful island. That's all I asked for, was my island in the room. And I got the expensive drawer fronts on the 2 bottom drawers. And this was just something that I'd seen in numerous crafters videos, and I thought, that's me completely. I have to have the island. Everything else is just gravy. So here's my island. And I know you've seen my light fixture. It contains LED lights. I believe there's 4 in there. It brightens up the whole room, and I really don't have any dark spots at all. So let's go to the drawers. Okay, now be aware. Please, please, please be nice, because I haven't gotten the plastic storage containers that I really want to get for these individual drawers. So it might look a little messy, but I'm going to fix that. Okay, so here's drawer number 1 on the right side of my chair. And this is, I have my beautiful letter opener from Demolition Ranch. It's my skiff knife, my bulldog. You know, because mail could be tough. Then we got rubber bands in this cute little case I have here. We've got my Tim Holtz scissors. This is where all of my pencil, this is actually a pouch that was made by Nicole Swore. She made it, and I ordered one because it was very cute. And then here I have some adhesives and my adhesive remover. I also got a cutter from We Are Memory Keepers. And I've got one pen that I use a lot. It's my picker-upper thing. Oh, it's called Pick Me Up. I think it's Silhouette. Yeah, Silhouette. And then I have some glimmery pens like Wink of Stella's. This one's by Nuvo. Yeah, and pens. Lots of pens. Drawer number 2 is my embossing drawer. Eventually, my husband is going to install an outlet that will go up from the floor so I can have power on my island, and this is where I keep all of my embossing powder and my embossing tool right there, as you can see. This really is the best embossing tool you can get. It's awesome. I know it's sold under another brand name now. I think Hero Arts has taken over that particular model, and that's great. You should get it because it's the best. So this is my embossing. Don't forget your embossing, buddy. I bought a new one. Okay, drawer number 3. We've got our wonderful brushes that people can't live without, and some Amazon knockoffs that work just about as well, in my opinion. I also have my ink daubers. These are actually little containers that my dog's dog food comes in, and I thought, that's ridiculous to get rid of them all. I mean, I can use them when I'm painting. So I have a stack of those over there. Then I've got some acrylic blocks. And I've got the Distress Sprayer from Ranger and Tim Holtz. And just your regular distress, tools. So yeah, that's where I keep all my blending brushes. I should actually move these brushes over there also. Everything changes, guys. It's never done. Okay, drawer number 4. I'm keeping some of my tools for card making. I've got my crimper here. I've got my Dreamweaver stencil here. And all of my various rulers. My T ruler right here. And I have my chompers. My corner chomper. My crocodile, as you can see. Some extra scissors. Some tools. My Stamp-A-Majig, and some extra blades for my cutter. So there you go. That's drawer number 4. Now we have drawer number 5. Drawer number 5 is my pencils. These are my watercolor pencils, my Prismacolor pencils, my Inktense pencils, and just my regular mechanical pencils. And here is all my erasers. So you could call this the pencil drawer. For my center drawer, you'll see I have some notebooks where I keep some notes about my Copic marker collection when I need a refill. I've got the Gina K stamp chamois in this little, I guess you would call these little crock type doozy watts, Corningware, that's what it's called. And these are my Stampin' Up! Blocks. And I also have some posties for doing some, well, you know what you use them for. And then I've got my spinner here. And then I've got some Micron pens and Copic pens. And that's the middle drawer. Okay, on this part of the island you can see there's shelves where I keep some of my stamp positioners and my Brother labeler right in here, and I also leave my Lysol wipes under there because you never know when you need to clean up. And here you'll find replacement tape for my P-Touch Brother label maker over here. So now we have two more carts. This is a Rascod cart from Ikea, and this carries some of my additional watercolor products that I have that I like to use. I've got the Arteza gouache paint under here that I ordered I really want to play with but haven't had time to. And I've got various water sources and floating medium for paints and sealer for my clay and slow dry blending and a brush cleaner. This is the other half to that one. It's a reservoir. And then we have watercolor magazines. And we have another water container for down there. That's my watercolor cart. Oh, and these are P.H. Martin's iridescents right here. Got quite a few colors of these. These are for calligraphy in my pens. You see here? I keep them up there, and yep, you guessed it, more places for water. Watercoloring needs a lot of water. That's why it's in the title. And then here's my Copic cart. Excuse all the wires. Eventually I'll get a plug in the middle of my craft room to be used with the island. Oh, I'm going to lose my face. And then here's my Copics. And as you can see, I've acquired quite a few. I'd say I'm pretty much done. I haven't really used all of them to need a refill for all of them. I think I have 4 here, 4 refills for my most used colors. But for the most part, I'm good with my collection. I don't really believe I need any more. And I think I'm only, 20 shy of the complete set, so I'll get them later. So then we have down here, oh, we've got them, these are these are extra Copic markers that I got. And let's see, that's a Copic pad, doodle in, and Copic book to help me. And my hex chart under there, you can see it. And then these are nibs. I really want to change that wide nib on some of my markers, my most used colors, to the brush nib. I still have to do that. And then here's another swatch book for my Copic markers under here. And yeah, so that's my Copic Rascod cart. This organizer right here, I bought it from Etsy, and it's awesome. I really like that I can take them wherever I go, because sometimes if I'm not feeling well, I'll color on the couch in the living room. I can take this whole cart with me, and that makes it so much easier. So that's the Copic cart, and that fits right underneath here in the island. And then over here is where I keep my Big Shot. Handy dandy Big Shot right under there. This is where I keep some of my product mats here. I've got the Amazon Basics silicone mat, which I love, and I'll have a review of that. And also I have the Waffle Flower Water Media mat under there. Yeah, I still have to play with that. And then here I have some Polymer Clay tools, liquid Sculpey, some borax for something that I do with my jewelry. Actually, you could use borax for what do you call it, for soldering. And in here we have a bunch of mold making materials, some rubber gloves, you know what style, of course. And yeah, lots of stuff in this little bin, but I'm able to disguise it and push it in here on the shelf. Okay, so that's the other side of the island. And I'll turn around in a second and show you the desk. Okay, now this was my second most important area in my craft room, and that is my corner desk. I've always wanted a corner desk. I just find myself always moving from this side to this side whenever I'm working, so I figured this will be great. And again, this was also fabricated by the Closets by Design in St. Louis, Missouri. And then we just have some basic shelves. I could have gotten drawers put in here, and I might still call them to put a drawer in here for my stamps, because I can't find a proper drawer that fits them, but whatever. Got my G Fuel under the shelf here. I still haven't tried, but girl needs energy, so let's hit it. This is where I charge my camera, where my computer's plugged in, and again we're going to work on getting the plug situation fixed, and so it's not so out in the open. And here is my computer and my coffee maker. You know I gotta have my coffee maker, guys. And then we have the other area over here. These marker organizers are from Organize More. I got these, they had them on sale, I think last month. And so I use all of my metallic pens and my little simple markers and pencils and pens for doing other things. Not necessarily artwork, just like doodling and such. And I put them to use right there. And then here is my camera stand by Archon Mounts that I use all the time for making videos. And I'll back up here because we can walk right to the side here. Everything is very well proportioned to the area, so I can just keep backing up through this little galley here. And there you go. You're back at the beginning, folks. And this is a bank down here, this little goose. Now, if my mother-in-law is watching, she'll laugh at this, but I love this goose. She used to have it in her house when I was just a kid, maybe 12 or 11, and I used to think that this goose was just the cutest thing ever. So I inherited it, and I like her very much. Okay, everyone, well that's pretty much the craft room. I think I've hit all the places. Oh wait, there's one more place. The closet. Yes, that's right, folks. I've got a closet too. Now the closet is a work in progress, but this is what I, how can I put this? Sweetly talk about being backstock. When all my years of Target, this is where I keep my creative backstock. So you'll see some various things in here, some more paper pumpkin kits, which by the way, I'm not sure I've ever made one of the paper pumpkin kits, but I sure have received a lot of them. I need to work on that. All these drawers have like glue backstock and watercolor backstock, and I keep my microfiber cloths in here, my Swiffer cloths in there. Oh, I have some pictures. There's a picture of my little son when he was just a little bitty. But of course he's 21 now, so yeah. And these are homemade glue dots, which I really was looking for these the other day. I should look in here more. And here I have Brutus Monroe spray color. I don't know what you call them. And, oh, my glue sticks. Oh, and that's my Gina K, the super large stencil. And then I have some more punches. Shh. I got some more inks. And some more extra scissors. And storage. Oh, and then I have my Udi and my melting pot down there. And then I have some Cottonelle wipes, some more glue sticks, and some more adhesive. I had said I wanted to try the Pixie adhesive in the other drawer with this right here, this Scotch 3M. Want to give that a shot. And then I have some more embellishments and ribbon in here from Stampin' Up. Oh, these are some more of the washi tape. Let's see. And more adhesive, Xyron refills, such masking tape. This is for the containers to use, where I add this to the top so I keep my little spoons on for my embossing powder. Let's see, am I done? And this is my calligraphy books that I have down here. And in this bin is my real collection of watercolor paint. It's full. Okay. That's the closet. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's tour of my craft room. I really enjoyed showing you. I truly have gotten my dream to come true. I don't know if that made any sense. Okay, let me start. This is quite literally a lifetime dream come true. Now, this craft room wasn't inexpensive. It was quite a purchase, but some people like to retire and take a cruise around the world, or perhaps go to lots of different secret island locations. Well, my husband and I, we're really not that way. We prefer to stay in a place where we're happy and raise animals, and that's where we are when we bought the farm. So for us, this is our retirement, and we enjoy every second of it. Again, thank you so much for being here. I love you all, and I am so grateful that you're all here to enjoy this with me. Now, at the end of this video, I'm going to leave a couple of pictures of what my craft room used to be in our other home, so that those of you out there who are still waiting for your dream to come true will understand that I didn't always have this. It's new to me, and I do hope and pray that you'll have your dream come true also. Bye-bye, everybody.